And so my legend begins.
Hey guys, Turkey here, back with part 3 of my Earth Spirit guide. In this episode, I'm mostly going to be going over how to lane on Earth Spirit, giving you guys the fundamentals and everything you need to be thinking about, as well as going over a few replay reviews to kind of show those examples in a more practical sense. So, with that out of the way, let's get right into it. So, when laning on Earth Spirit, it's important to understand that you are not a strong laner. Especially in the early levels, you're very weak to a lot of pause 5s. You're not going to be able to trade with them, you're not really going to be able to bully them out of lane. So, the way that you're going to win lanes and secure farm for your offlaners is not by like brute force and just killing the other two laners. It's by manipulating the creep wave and getting it in an advantageous spot and then stopping the other team's support from being able to recover the lane back in front of their tower. And so the first step in doing that is at the beginning of the game, you're going to want to block the easy camp with the sentry ward. So if you're playing Radiant, it's going to be this camp right here. And then if you're playing Dire, it's going to be this Radiant camp right here. You're going to want to run down and place your sentry and block that camp. Now, it's important that you keep that camp blocked, because as you get higher up in rank, the other team's support is going to try and unblock their camp. So you're going to want to replace the sentry to block the camp, or you can block it with your character as well. If you're standing inside of the spawn box when the minute spawns, the creeps won't spawn. So then the next step is, of course, you want to unblock your hard camp. So again, if you're playing Dire, you want to unblock this camp by getting rid of the other team's sentry if they put it there. And if you're playing Radiant, it's going to be, of course, this hard camp right here. So you want this camp to spawn, and you want to stop the easy camp from spawning. And then what you're able to do is at the 15, any minute and then 15 seconds or 45 seconds, you can pull the hard camp right here. And then on Dire, same thing. I'm just going to pull this right here. And then that will pull the creep wave, the other team's creep wave, right in front of your tower. Now, once you have the creep wave here, that's all you need to do. That your job is complete. You have your offlane secured farm right in front of their tower. You don't need to fight the other team at that point. And then you're able to get levels and then wait for opportunities, and then you can make plays with your offlaner. So, once again, once you have the creep wave here, of course, and you have this camp spawned, the other team support might try and pull the hard camp down this way into their creep wave. And then on Radiant side, they can pull this camp up this way, or they can pull it this way. So once you have your creep wave in front of your tower, it's important that you pay attention to if the other team support is going to try and pull this hard camp, or if they're going to de-ward the easy camp and pull it in. So your main goal is to stop them from being able to pull your camp, get the wave in a good spot, and then keep it there. So the reason that this is so important on Earth Spirit is because it frees you up to move around the map and have impact in other lanes. So obviously you can't leave the lane, and you can't leave your offlaner alone if he's like in a really bad spot. So if the waves like appear and you just leave your offlaner alone in a 1v2, he's gonna die like 8 out of 10 times, and it's gonna be your fault. So that's why it's so important that you get the waves under control with blocking camps and getting this pull off, because once your offlaner is farming in front of his tower, you're okay to leave. You can give him solo experience, and he's probably not going to die right in front of his tower. So the way a lot of matchups work between carry and offlane is that the offlaner will slowly become stronger to a point where he kicks the carry out of the lane and he has to go jungle. So generally speaking, you want to give your offlane as much solo XP as possible so they can get to that point. And as we talked about with Earth Spirit kind of supplementing his allies and making them even stronger, if you can give your offlane solo experience to get to that point, then it allows you to come back and make them stronger to be able to take the tower or kick the carry out of lane and stuff like that. So things that you should be thinking about doing once you have the lane in a good spot and your offlane doesn't need you to help him right there, things that you can do is going to get this bounty rune at 3 minutes and 6 minutes, helping your mid lane secure the runes, the 2 water runes at 2 and 4 minutes, and then the power runes at 6 minutes, as well as just stacking jungle is very effective as well. Ganking and rotating to help if your teammates are getting ganked. All these things are very high impact, especially when your offlane is farming in a place where he doesn't need your help. But of course, the chances are he can't farm without your help unless you're able to get the lane back right in front of his tower. So now that you guys kind of have like a basic understanding of how the lane should ideally play out with Earth Spirit, I'm going to go over 2 of my own replays and kind of break down my thought process, as well as going over a replay of my friend who doesn't really play Earth Spirit or play position 4 that much, so I can kind of show you guys what to be thinking about from someone's perspective who doesn't really know what to do. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this first replay real quick. So this game is going to be a really good example of kind of what happens and what you should do when your lane doesn't really go as planned. So me and Viper kind of get dunked on by this Skywrath Lone Druid, and I'm gonna just have to try and find other ways to have impact in my other lanes. So start off the game, I'm gonna place my observer ward. Place my observer ward down, and then I'm gonna walk over and look to block the easy camp with my sentry. Viper ends up running into these two heroes over here, and I run over to try and help him. So I don't actually place my sentry, and I just run over to help him. I try and kick him away, but he ends up dying anyways, which kind of sucks. So they chase me down a little bit, and like I said, I didn't place my sentry ward like I wanted to. So that's going to be my first goal as soon as kind of like I regen up a little bit from this. I need to go block that easy camp. So I end up living on just a little bit of HP, and I decide to save myself here. What I do is I eat my Iron Branch with a Tango, so it gives me extra duration on my Tango. And then fast forward a little bit to the Kripski here. So like I said, my goal right now is I need to get over to that easy camp and place my sentry to block it. So Skywrath is a pretty good player too, so he knows that I'm going to be looking to block that easy camp. So he ends up positioning himself to try and hit me and harass me as I go to do that. So we'll see, I'm going to walk over to the side and I'm going to look to block that camp. Skywrath is going to step over and just start smacking me a bunch. So what I kind of do here is I try and like walk in and out of the tree line to stay out of vision of this guy so he can't hit me, which is kind of like a really important thing you need to do if you're playing melee versus range in the support pool. So I block the camp, hit this guy a little bit, and then I immediately realize this trade is not favorable for me. So eat my tangos, try and cut through the trees, and just stay out of vision as much as possible. And I'm going to kick this guy away so I can try and get some separation. I end up wasting myself here. I don't know why I did that, but right now I'm just fighting for my life in the trees. I call my Viper to come over, so all I can do now is just kind of try and stay out of vision with the trees and hope this guy comes to help me. It's actually pretty funny here, just walking around through the trees, eating tangos to make my own paths, and then with both the fairy fires keeping me alive here. Viper finally comes over, second fairy fire keeps me alive, and Viper is able to get the kill. So immediately, not a great start to the lane. It could be worse. Viper gets a kill, he dies for it, and I have to run back to base. So pretty good for Lone Druid, not great for us. I was able to block that camp though, so I know that that easy camp is blocked, and then my hard camp is unblocked, so I can look for a pool to try and help out the lane a little bit. Very important here too, always in downtime, if you run back to base or if you end up dying, it's very important, especially on position 4, to look around and see what's going on in your other lanes. So I'm checking out bot lane, I'm checking out mid lane. I want to see what's going on in case there's an opportunity for me to TP and gank. So let's TP back top, and I see Skywrath. I actually didn't catch it on my camera, but I noticed Skywrath had dewarded my my sentry over there. So I'm gonna run over and look to reblock that camp. So in doing that, we see that he's trying to pull through the hard camp, so we stop that by aggroing it, and then I try and call for a kill on the Skywrath here. But they end up just turning on us and do a bunch of damage, and I'm gonna have to actually tank the death here for my Viper, and then I died. So thought we could kill the Skywrath, and it ends up I dying, and Viper has no HP. So things are going quite terribly for this lane. Their easy camp is unblocked now, so Skywrath can pull whenever he wants. Viper is able to kill the bear there, though. He kills the bear a few times in the lane, which actually pretty much saves his net worth. It's a bunch of gold for him every single time he kills one of those spirit bears. So already in my mind, I'm thinking this lane is pretty much over. The Lone Druid is just going to keep getting stronger and stronger, and I don't really see a window for us to really do anything to kill him until maybe Viper gets level 6, but that's not for several minutes from now. So immediately I'm already thinking, okay, I can't really sit here, I need to find some other ways to have impact. So with Rift Spirit, before I can really gank, I pretty much need to get level 2 so I can have that roll into kickback combo. So I'm gonna pretty much just have to leech XP until I can get level 2. But in the meantime, I'm already thinking about what I want to do when I get level 2. So just from my game knowledge, I know that Earth Spirit's pretty good against Arc Warden, Arc Warden mid, in the early levels, because he has no like defensive abilities and no way to like get out. So the kickback is really strong against him, because I kick him back and he has really slow moving and he has no way to get out. And then same with Invoker. He likes against his heroes that don't really have any mobility either, because he can just kind of cold snap and just hit them a bunch. So I'm already thinking mid lane is going to be a really good opportunity for me to gank, because roll, kickback, and then cold snap the Invoker, it's going to be a lot of damage, and Arc Warden has no way to survive that. So I'm just going to sit top and try and get my level 2. I'm going to communicate that to my Viper that, hey man, I just need level 2, and then I'm going to leave. I can't really help him at all, so same thing, I'm looking bottom in case there's an opportunity for me to TP and gank bottom as well. So I see always at the 15 and 45 second mark, you always want to be looking to pull. So I'm going to walk over here and see if I can pull this hard camp. But I noticed the Spirit Bear is walking in the trees, so I find that a little bit strange. I also see the Skywrath coming over, so I figure out that they probably have a ward here just by the way that they're walking at me, but then walking away when I kind of back off. So I'm able to guess that there's a ward there, and that ward gives me level 2. And then immediately assume level 2, TPing mid. So I know I cannot help Viper. Me being top doesn't help Viper get any kills, and I'm not really going to stop them from pressuring and killing either me or Viper. So me being top, all I'm doing is just taking XP from Viper, which is not really helping anything. So I'm just going to leave Viper alone. If he dies a couple times, that's fine, but he just needs the solo XP, and hopefully he can recover while I try and have impact elsewhere. So TP mid, assume level 2, roll into kickback. Like I said with the cold snap, Arc Warden has no way to get out, and it's just a free kill. So now what's going through my head is, okay, we killed that guy mid, I'm going to run up and take this bounty rune here, and then trying to decide what to do next. I'm thinking, okay, if I go top, it's kind of the same scenario as it was, you know, before I TP'd. I don't really have any ability to change what's happening in that lane. So you'll see I immediately turn back and I'm like, hey, Invoker, let's kill this Arc Warden again. I can't do anything top, so let's run bottom, and let's run mid and kill this guy again. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So what I end up doing is just being patient, and I just sit in the trees here at nighttime, and I just wait patiently for an opportunity to kill this guy. So in my opinion here, top, I see my Viper just dies to these guys here. I don't really think I could really have much of a sway on what happens in that top lane. I feel like, at least from what I saw in my first death, when I see a level 1 Skywrath and my Viper's level 3, and they end up turning and killing us, in my head, I don't think I can change anything that happens in that lane, so I'm just going to avoid it and just abandon that lane. And, you know, sometimes your offlaner is going to be pretty upset with you if you do that, but you just have to try and find where you know you can have impact, and then just have impact. You know, having impact in mid lane is better than sitting top AFK just taking XP. So I'm going to be patient here. I'm going to sit in the trees for like a good 15-30 seconds until I see this Arc Warden step up. I pop my smoke so I can get a little bit closer here. I see I'm under a ward, but I'm smoked, so I can catch this guy by surprise. We're just going to do once again, roll, kick back, cold snap, ice wall, and it's a free kill. So now the difference is, I'm going to run back top this time. And the reason for that is I see my Viper. He's about to get level 6. He's one creep away from getting level 6. So I think, okay, maybe we'll have a chance to kill this Lone Druid. Lone Druid's already low. And he actually doesn't steal his ult on Lone Druid. So, I mean, we don't know that, but we think with this Viper ult, maybe we can catch a kill here. So, we go on him. Roll on this guy. That's actually right there. So the reason I don't roll on this this Lone Druid right away is because I think that he might TP. So what good players will do, especially early levels against Earth Spirit, your only stun is that roll. So you roll onto them, and they're just going to TP out because you have no way to stun them. So I'm worried that if Viper ults him and I roll on him right away, then he might be able to TP out and then live. So I'm going to hold off my roll for just a second until he's low enough to where I know that we can get the kill. So he has no way to TP out and live. So, when playing Earth Spirit, it's very important to kind of recognize who you enable to get kills. At what point do you enable your teammates to get kills? So, like to start off with, as soon as I was level 2, I realized that I enabled my Invoker to get a kill on the Arc Ward. It's kind of hard for this Invoker to get a kill on Arc Ward, and especially with his skill build. He didn't put any points into Wex early on. So, by himself, he doesn't really have any way to catch this this Arc Ward out. But I know that when I'm level 2, I can enable him to get a kill with the roll and the kickback, and then Arc Ward has no way to get out. And then same thing with the Viper. I know that as soon as my Viper is level 6, then I can help enable him to get the kill on this this Lone Druid. I can stop him from being able to TP out, and we have enough damage to burst him. So it's kind of stuff like that that kind of fluctuates throughout the game. It can be dependent on what your teammates do and what the other team does as well, because there's some heroes that you might be strong against. So you just have to kind of recognize which heroes on your team are strong against which heroes on the other team, and you need to be able to identify who you should play with to help get kills. So in this game, I feel like I did that really well with being able to rotate mid as soon as I'm level 2, get those 2 kills on the Arc Warden early on, which bought time for my Viper to get level 6, at which point I recognized, okay, now that my Viper's level 6, then I can have impact top lane, and we can kill this Lone Druid. So that pretty much wraps up this replay. I'm just going to sit top here, get XP, and then I think I end up going mid one more time, and we kill this Arc Warden. But yeah, that'll pretty much wrap up this replay, and we'll move on to the next one. Alright, so for this replay, I felt like it was a pretty good, kind of like a textbook example of how you can, like, win lanes on Earth Spirit. So, with Earth Spirit, generally, your lanes are going to be really weak early on, but then as they progress, then with certain heroes, you might be able to become stronger than the other team. So what you really need to do is outplay the other team's support with the creep wave by blocking their camp and unblocking your camp, and then being able to pull, so you can have the creep wave in front of your tower, which will allow you to get your new offlane levels, and then possibly go for like a kickback under tower, and then that's how you can kind of win lanes that you shouldn't really win on Earth Spirit. So immediately there, I'm going to block my camp, block the other team's small camp with my Sentry Ward, fly out Sentry from base, I believe. I think I actually just go straight for a wand, because it's a bristleback carry. Yeah, so don't actually buy a second Sentry Ward this game. So, for Earth Spirit right now, there's nothing I can really do right now. I'm just kind of playing time. I have their small camp blocked, so I know that they can't pull, and then the wave's already pushing in. So I'm kind of just chilling right now. The wave's in front of my tower. I don't really need to do anything at the moment. I just need to stop the Ogre from being able to pull, and then my Dawnbreaker's going to get plenty of farm, because the wave's right in front of our tower, so they don't really threaten us at all. So that's what's going to happen for a while here. Ogre never unblocks his easy camp, and he just keeps trying to pull the hard camp, and I just simply stop him from pulling the hard camp, and then we have the wave right in front of our tower, and we're able to get a bunch of XP, which we wouldn't be able to get if the lane was in front of the other team's tower. Then they would just be able to completely zone us with the heroes that they have. So I'm just trying to use my HP as a kind of like a buffer for Dawnbreaker, because I have a bunch of tangos. Just trying to soak some damage for him. So it's important on Earth Spirit. The main time I'll soak XP is for level 2, but after I'm level 2, then I'll try my best to get my offlane or any solo XP that I can, especially if it's like under tower like this. But until I'm level 2, I will try and get the XP, because level 2 is very important for Earth Spirit to be able to gank lanes. So I see this Ogre is going up to try and side pull. I'm just going to simply walk up and aggro him, get the creeps to hit me, stop the pull. So even though their lane is much stronger than us, because it's pushed into us and I have their camp blocked and I'm stopping from pulling, so even though it's a much stronger lane that they have, we're able to get lots of farm out of this lane. So I get my level 2 here. So immediately, anytime you're level 2, and then the wave is under your tower in any lane, the enemy's creeps are under your tower in any lane, you always need to be thinking, can I roll into kickback under tower? So immediately here, that's what I'm looking at. So I could have gone there, but I was out of range. It's usually, at least at my rank, it's harder to roll on people from vision, because they'll just dodge it. So you usually have to go into the trees and roll. So that's why you'll see, as soon as I'm level 2 and I'm under tower, I'm going to immediately run to the side here, so I can try and get out of vision so I can go for a roll. But but the creeps end up dying a little bit too quick. If Dawnbreaker held off on our W, then I might have been able to kick him back. I try and go on the Ogre here, but like I said, it wasn't far enough to hit him on our tower. He ends up stunning to cancel the Dawnbreaker stun, and Dawnbreaker does die. So I forced it a little bit there, which kind of sucks for us, but it is what it is. So Dawnbreaker dying there actually, so what the effect that has on the lane is now, so if Dawnbreaker was alive, then he'd be able to farm the wave here, and then I would be able to go to stop the Ogre from pooling. But because he died, then I'm just going to take the XP from the creep wave, and it lets Ogre pull for free. So now we have to deal with the Ogre having pulled to the hard camp, and it's going to change our play a little bit here. So as well, anytime you have more creeps, and so I know the Ogre did pull this, so I know that their creeps are not coming to beat our creeps, so I know that I can roll into this Bristleback here, and then he'll have all of our creeps sitting him, so it's a favorable trade for us, at least for a little bit. And then he runs back to the Ogre, and then we're just going to run over to our creeps at the pool camp here. So what I'm trying to do here, it doesn't actually work out, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to aggro the camp. So in the same way you can like pull waves, like pull the creep aggro in the lane, it also works like over here. So I can aggro I can attack click the enemy, and then I can try and run to the side. And what I'm trying to do is trying to pull the creep wave here into the lane, so that way it will meet my creeps, and then it will pull it over, so it will reset the lane in a better spot for us. Dawnbreaker kind of messes it up a little bit, and I don't quite get it, but it was a cool thought. So we end up seeing this Ogre out of position here. We go on him, and we are able to chase him down. So that's like, at least for a lot of matchups with Earth Spirit in your offlaner, what you want to do is you want to like wait for the opportunities to come to you. You don't really want to force stuff so much, because like I said, Earth Spirit's a lot weaker early on, so you kind of have to like wait for a good opportunity to go on somebody. So we see the Ogre kind of step up out of position, and then we're able to chase him down. Dawnbreaker is very strong, so I'm able to help him out with getting the kill here. Cut through the trees, catch him with the roll, and Dawnbreaker finishes him off with the hammer. And the wave is also pushing into us here, which is very good for us. So I haven't really done anything crazy in this lane. So the Bristleback is farming quite a bit, but he's going to farm regardless. We don't really have any way to stop him from farming. But the main thing is that my Dawnbreaker is having a good lane. He's getting plenty of XP, plenty of last hits, in a lane that he probably shouldn't, to be honest. So we haven't done anything crazy though. I just stopped him from, I just blocked the pool camp, and I stopped the Ogre from pooling. And then we had like 4 or 5 waves in front of our tower. And then Dawnbreaker's like complete free from there. And Ogre steps out of position here, and we go on him and we pick up a free kill. So now, same thing's kind of happening here. I see that the wave is pushing into my tower here, right? And so I'm already level 2, so I don't need to take any XP from my Dawnbreaker. So I'm going to look to stack my jungle camp over here, because Dawnbreaker doesn't really need me. It's going to push into his tower, and then he doesn't need my help over there. So I'm going to run over to go stack a camp and give my Dawnbreaker some free XP. And then as well, it's more so important in mid matchups where both mid laners have bottles, but it's still important regardless. To go help your mid laner get the water runes. If you can secure your mid laner a water rune and then deny a water rune from the other team's mid laner, it can like heavily sway matchups where like they both have bottle and they're trading. And this one my Viper doesn't have a bottle, and Batrider does, so I end up just taking the water rune here. It doesn't have that big of an effect because, like I said, Viper doesn't have a bottle. But it's something you can think about too, is grabbing those runes. So I'm going to head back up. I see his courier, so once again, I don't want to take the XP right there. He's under his tower, so he has nothing threatening him. I don't want to take the XP. So I see this courier running back. I'm just going to take a free courier kill and give my guys self XP. Oops. I did not mean to do that, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. So you see this courier? Gonna take a free courier kill there. Ogre is doing some weird pulling stuff. I think he was can't tell if he pulled there or not actually, but he did pull. He was trying to pull through the hard camp, and I stopped that. So pulling through the easy camp like that, it's going to make it double wave because it won't kill the creep wave completely, so it's going to push into our tower again. And then he's going to try and pull the hard camp, and I'm just going to walk over and stop him from doing that as well. So once again, nothing crazy. I'm just sitting next to this ogre and just trying to be annoying and not let him pull. All he wants to do is pull that hard camp to the wave, and I'm just not going to let him do that. So now here, creep wave is coming under my tower. I'm immediately thinking, can I roll into kickback? So a great way you can catch people off guard is when you can like kill the creeps with the boulder smash during the kickback, because a lot of players will think they're safe when they have their creeps under the tower, because the tower's gonna hit the creeps. But then if you quickly kill the creeps and then push them under a tower, then you can catch them off guard and probably get a kill. So I'm looking at it here. This bristleback is a good player, but he thinks he's safe because he has plenty of creeps under tower. But I know, I tell my Dawnbreaker to throw out his hammer, and then I know with Dawnbreaker's hammer and Boulder Smash, I'll be able to quickly kill these creeps and kick this bristleback under tower. So I tell him to throw the hammer, I ping him here to throw it, and I'm gonna roll on this guy and quickly kill the creeps, this under tower, and it's a free kill. So that's a great thing you need to kind of work on timing and getting down, is because you don't want to go too early and where you kick them under tower and then the tower's just hitting the creeps instead of the hero. But if you wait too long, like you saw earlier in the lane, and you're out of range, you're not able to kick them under the tower. So finding that good sweet spot where you can roll and kick them under tower, like as early as possible with not having the tower hit the creeps, that's what's gonna get you some free kills like this. So I'm gonna salve up, and then once again, bristleback's dead, waves under tower. I don't need to be there. I'm gonna give my ghost guy solo XP. I'm gonna go try and stack and see if I can do anything. But I'm gonna try and stack this camp. I actually missed that stack, but the idea is still there. And I try and help this guy out from Bat Rider, but Bat Rider is a crazy mid hero, and there's not much you can do against that. Actually going snatch his rune, hurts him quite a bit. Actually, he has 0 mana, and I just took his rune, so he has absolutely no mana. So little plays like that can kind of stack up and really stop this. Like for instance, this Bat Rider is absolutely owning my Viper mid right now. But little plays like this, where Bat Rider used all of his mana, and then I just take his rune right in front of him. Little plays like that can stop him from like being able to snowball and just carry this game out of control. So, once again, playing for runes and stuff is really important on position 4, especially in Earth Spirit. So, I'm gonna look to place a ward. Dawnbreaker actually died during that period, but I don't think that was really my fault. I think I'm just gonna send out my my illusions, just scouting, seeing what's going on. Deny the boundary in my illusion. I think that's pretty much it for this replay. So I just kind of wanted to recap. You don't really need to do anything crazy to win lanes on Earth Spirit, or not even win lanes, but to like not lose lanes that you should lose. All that I did was I blocked the pool camp, I blocked the small camp, and then just by nature of how Bristleback works, he pushes the wave with his quill spray, and then I just stopped Ogre from pulling the hard camp. So it takes no really outplay or skill to do it. All I did is blocked his camp, and then I stopped him from pulling. That's stuff that can be really, really effective, especially in lower MMORs, to win all types of lanes, is just by being able to play the creeps, you know, blocking their pool camp, unblocking your pool camp, and then possibly pulling your pool camp to get it in a good spot, and then stopping the other team's support from pulling once you have it in a good spot in front of your tower. And then with having those creeps in front of the tower, then we're able to find those chances to go for kickback onto the bristleback under tower, and then wait for the ogre to go out of position, and we're able to catch a kill on him. Little stuff like that, where you just be patient and wait for all the opportunities to come to you, because the opponents will get frustrated, especially when you're stopping them from pulling. Then you just wait for the place to come to you. Alright, thank you for watching episode 3 of my Earth Spirit guide. I decided to hold off on my friend's replay analysis just because this video was getting a little bit long, But I look forward to seeing you guys in episode 4, where I'm going to be going over some mid and late game fundamentals, as well as going into some in-depth like target priority and matchup stuff. All right, I'll see you guys there. Thanks.